Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hello students, today we are going to start first topic of life process chapter, that is nutrition in living organisms, and we start with nutrition in plants. As you all know, there are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, organism prepare its own food, and in heterotrophic nutrition, organism depends on autotrophs for the food, directly or indirectly. So basically there are two modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. And you know that plants, green plants and blue-green algae, they show autotrophic mode of nutrition. It means they can prepare their own food. So how do they prepare their own food? So green plants, they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is the process by which the green plants prepare their own food. So what is photosynthesis? It is the process during which plants prepare their own food using carbon dioxide, water, in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to produce carbohydrate, oxygen. So, what is photosynthesis? The process by which plants prepare their food using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to produce glucose, that is the carbohydrate. Glucose is the simplest carbohydrate. So this is glucose C6H12O6. That is the simplest carbohydrate prepared by the plants. Glucose plus oxygen. Oxygen gas is released by the plants during the process of photosynthesis, and also water is released in the form of vapor. So this is the equation of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water gives you glucose plus oxygen plus water. Now, what are the raw materials for photosynthesis? As you can see on the board, raw material are carbon dioxide and water. Because carbon dioxide and water is used by the green plants to prepare their food, that is glucose or carbohydrate. So, the raw material for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide and water. And what is produced during photosynthesis, or what are the byproducts of photosynthesis? The byproducts of photosynthesis are glucose, oxygen and water. Now, these are the byproducts. These are produced during the photosynthesis. So, raw material is carbon dioxide and water. Byproducts are glucose and oxygen mainly. Now, what are the necessary conditions for photosynthesis, or when the photosynthesis will take place? The photosynthesis will take place only in the presence of sunlight. In the night, plants do not do photosynthesis as the sunlight is not available. So, necessary condition for photosynthesis is sunlight. As you can see in the diagram, sunlight is the necessary condition for photosynthesis. So, when sunlight is there, plants will be able to do photosynthesis, and in absence of sunlight, plants can't do photosynthesis. Second most important, or the second necessary condition for photosynthesis is chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is the green pigment which is present in the leaves and this pigment helps to trap the sunlight. So, in the presence of chlorophyll only, the green plants can do photosynthesis. All plants cannot do photosynthesis like Cuscuta. Cuscuta is not having green leaves or a green stem, so it cannot do photosynthesis. So, only those plants which contain chlorophyll, only those plants can do photosynthesis. So, there are two necessary conditions for photosynthesis: sunlight and chlorophyll. So, this is the equation of photosynthesis, a very important equation asked in the exams. Now, now in some books you will find 12H2O written, and in some books you will find 6H2O written. So, do not get confused, both reactions are correct equations. If we are writing 12H2O, then we have to produce 6H2O in the product. Okay. So, if we write 12H2O, if we are taking 12 water molecules, then we have to produce 6 water molecules in the byproduct. And if we only take 6 water molecules in place of 12, if we write 6 water molecules, then you do not have to produce water. Okay? Then only the byproducts will be glucose plus oxygen. In that condition, water will not be written in the equation if you write 6H2O. So, both the reactions are correct with 12H2O or 6H2O. Only the difference will come in the byproducts. So, be careful while you write it. Okay. Next, how do plants get carbon dioxide? You know that raw material is carbon dioxide and water. So, how do plants get carbon dioxide? Plants get carbon dioxide from the air, because carbon dioxide is present in air. So, plants get carbon dioxide from air. And from where they get the water? Plants get water from the soil. The roots of the plant absorbs the water from the soil, and then that water is transported to the leaves, because which is the site of photosynthesis? Site of photosynthesis, yes, that is leaves. So, leaves is the site of photosynthesis, it is the place where photosynthesis will take place. So, the water which is absorbed by the root of the plants has to be transported to the leaves. So, how the water reaches from soil to the leaves? That is through conducting tissues which are known as xylem. So, xylem tissues, they help in conduction or transportation of water and minerals from root to the leaves. That is the site of photosynthesis. And carbon dioxide, that is the another raw material for photosynthesis. So, it is taken from the air or the atmosphere. So, how the plants get carbon dioxide? So, plants get carbon dioxide, or the carbon dioxide enters in the leaves through a tiny opening called stomata. So, stomata is the tiny opening which is present in the leaves, and it is the tiny opening for exchange of gases and transpiration. Exchange of gases because carbon dioxide is taken inside and oxygen is released out during photosynthesis. So, there is exchange of gases, carbon dioxide taken in for photosynthesis and oxygen is released during photosynthesis into the air. So, how this exchange takes place? Through a tiny opening which is known as stomata. Stomata are mainly present on the under surface of the leaf, On the upper surface you will find very less stomata or they are absent. Why so? Because through stomata transpiration also takes place. Transpiration, that is loss of water in the form of water vapor. So water vapor is released out through stomata. So if stomata is on the upper side of the leaf which is facing towards the sunlight or which is facing towards the sun, so transpiration will be more. Plants will lose excess of water or more water. So to prevent loss of water by transpiration, the stomata are mainly present on the lower surface of the leaf. So that is an adaptation in the leaves for photosynthesis, that stomata are mainly present on lower side of the leaf. Stomata, the tiny opening through which exchange of gases takes place, carbon dioxide in and oxygen out for photosynthesis. Later we will study that for respiration plants need oxygen and they give out carbon dioxide. Yes, plants also give out carbon dioxide, but in the process of respiration. Respiration, we have studied the process by which the energy is produced, and respiration is performed by all living organisms day and night. So it is advised during night we should not sleep under the tree. Why we should not sleep under the tree? Because at night photosynthesis stops. Because no sunlight, so no photosynthesis. So at night photosynthesis stops and only respiration continues. So stomata helps in exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide, which are needed or produced during the process of photosynthesis or respiration. So during photosynthesis, the sunlight, that is the solar energy, is converted into chemical energy. This is glucose which is produced by a chemical reaction. So during photosynthesis, the solar energy gets converted into chemical energy because a chemical reaction is taking place and a chemical compound is produced, that is the glucose. So solar energy gets converted into chemical energy during photosynthesis. And simplest carbohydrate is glucose. Simplest carbohydrate is glucose, that is a type of sugar. And plants, because they do not have the digestive system like us. So complex molecules cannot be broken down into simpler forms. So plants produce carbohydrate in its simplest form, in a form which can be easily absorbed or readily used, that is the glucose. So glucose is the carbohydrate, it is the simplest carbohydrate which is produced by the plants. So this is the equation of photosynthesis. Equation is very important for photosynthesis. Necessary conditions, sunlight and chlorophyll. Then raw material, carbon dioxide and water. Byproducts, glucose plus oxygen and water. It may be or may not be written in the equation. Okay, this is photosynthesis reaction. Now stomata. How this exchange of gases takes place through stomata? Because stomata is the tiny opening, it is the tiny opening on the surface of the leaves. So the exchange of gases takes place by opening and closing of stomata. Before we study opening and closing of stomata, we see the structure of stomata. Stomata is the tiny opening here, and this tiny opening is surrounded by two guard cells. These are two kidney shaped guard cells. So stomata is the tiny opening between the two guard cells through which the air enters or goes out, and through transpiration takes place. So, this tiny opening here is the stomata, and these are the two guard cells. And because on the leaves there are many cells, so these are the surrounding subsidiary cells. So, how this exchange takes place, or how the stomata open and closes. So, the opening and closing of stomata is controlled by guard cells. So, what is the function of guard cells? The function of the guard cell is to control the opening and closing of the stomata. When the stomata is open, the gases will move in and out, and when the stomata is closed, the exchange will not take place. So, how the stomata open and closes? So, the opening and closing of stomata is controlled by guard cells when water from these surrounding cells, when the water from the surrounding cells in the leaf, it enters inside the guard cell. By the process of endoosmosis, the guard cells swell, and when the guard cells swell, the stomata opens. So, the water enters from the surrounding cells into the guard cells. Guard cells absorb water because of endoosmosis, they swell up and the stomata opens. And when the water goes out of the guard cells, that is by the process of exoosmosis. When the water goes out of the guard cells, then this stomata shrinks. The guard cells shrink, and so stomata also shrink and it closes. So, when the water goes out of the guard cells will shrink and the stomata will close. So, in this way, the opening and closing of stomata takes place. So, how stomata open and closes? So, first is the open stomata with the swollen guard cells, and second is the closed stomata with the shrink guard cells. When swollen guard cells are there, stomata open, and when shrink guard cells are there, then the stomata closed. Again, this is very important question. How stomata open and closes, or what is the function of the stomata, what is the function of the guard cells. So, function of stomata, exchange of gases. Function of guard cells, that is help in opening and closing of the stomata. Now, another thing is the chlorophyll. Now, where this chlorophyll is present? Chlorophyll is present in the green parts of the plant like leaves, green stem, etc. But where they are present? So, the chlorophyll is present in chloroplast. Chlorophyll is present in chloroplast. Chloroplast is a cell organelle which is present in the cells of the leaves. So, whichever surface is green, whichever part of the plant is green, the cells in those areas or regions contain chloroplast, because chloroplast contain chlorophyll. So, where the chlorophyll is present? Chlorophyll is present in the chloroplast. Okay. If a question is asked where the chlorophyll is present, don't write leaves. Chlorophyll is present in chloroplast. And where chloroplasts are present? Chloroplast is the cell organelle, so it is present inside the cell. Now we will see the structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is a double layered membrane. Chloroplast which is present in the green regions, in the cells of the green regions. So, it is a cell organelle like other cell organelles, mitochondria, plastis, etc. So, chloroplast is also a cell organelle. So, it is a double membrane structure, it is a double layer structure, and inside that there is the thylakoid. Thylakoid, as you can see, these coin-like structures. So single is thylakoid and they are placed one above the other, and together they are known as granum. So thylakoid, that is these coin-like structures, and together these are known as granum, and then these granum are attached together by lamellae. Lamellae, these are the these helps to join the granum together, and then the space here, the cytoplasm here is the stroma. So this is the granum of chloroplast and this is the stroma of chloroplast. Later when we will study the stages in photosynthesis, light reaction and dark reaction, at that time we will come across the word granum and stroma of chloroplast. And these chloroplasts contain chlorophyll. What is the function of the chlorophyll? Why chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis? As I have told, it is a necessary condition. So why? It is necessary, chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis because chlorophyll helps to trap the sunlight. Sunlight is falling everywhere, but only the chlorophyll is capable of trapping that sunlight and makes it available to the plants, to the leaves for photosynthesis. So only the surfaces or only the places where the chlorophyll is present can do photosynthesis, and where the chlorophyll is absent they cannot do photosynthesis. So function of chlorophyll is to trap sunlight. So during photosynthesis, important points: solar energy gets converted to chemical energy. Sunlight is the main source of energy. Chlorophyll helps to trap sunlight. Glucose is the simplest carbohydrate. Raw material are the carbon dioxide and water. Byproduct is glucose and oxygen. Site of photosynthesis is chloroplast. Site of photosynthesis, chloroplast. And stomata are the tiny opening through which exchange of gases takes place. Stomata open and closes by the help of guard cells. When water goes inside guard cells, they swell and stomata open, and water goes out of guard cell, they shrink and stomata closes. After this, we will study the stages in photosynthesis.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.